Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Witches of the Moon. I am one of your hosts here, Dia, aka OreoAces.com, and I hope y'all can hear me because my throat is a little itchy, it's a little parched, and I can't get my soul out. It kind of hurts. Um, but today we are talking about, or this week, we are talking about the Seals of Solomon or the Keys of Solomon and their role in modern day life. First of all, before we even go in that, let's talk about what the Seals of Solomon are. The Seals of Solomon actually are. The Seals of Solomon are actually more than well. There are the actual pentacles, but what it actually started as is biblically based, of course. So going into going from the Hebrew, well, actually it's Hebrew based, and it got put in the Bible, but okay. Going to the going back to the Hebrew tradition. King Solomon was a king who acquired great wealth and great wisdom um, through through basically consulting an angel, and this angel gave him these great magical workings and stuff to do, and how to do them, and he used them throughout his life, and that's how he acquired everything that he got, and he wrote them down for his son who was supposed to take over, and he wrote them down for his son, and he had the pentacles. Um, he wrote down his writings, his teachings, and then he had the pentacles made that was to be used in conjunction with his writings and teachings. And he was supposed to get passed down to his son, but he had it buried with him. So I'm not very clear on whether his son actually knew how to do the work or not. I'm sure he did because it was literally written for his son. However, he did tell his son to, well, at least bury the written work, I would say, with him. Um, Time go by. I'm not really sure the exact time frame. But time goes by, and these group of guys come by, and who they're in the tradition. They want to honor Solomon by King Solomon by. I'm sorry, King Solomon passed away. And like, oh, I did say that because I got buried with him. They come by. They want to honor him by basically cleaning up his crypt, his grave, and in doing that, they find these teachings. However, no one can understand them. No one can read them except for this one dude. So he was able to read some, not all. And when he went back, he went in private and he did the same thing. He petitioned God. Um, petitioned God, and the angel appeared. And basically, they made a contract with each other. Um, where part of his contract is that it was only supposed the understanding was supposed to stay within certain people. Of course, it's like most magic, and it's not supposed to be given to just anybody and everybody freely. Um, and that basically, he's supposed to use it for good and not evil, whatever that meant at the time. Because when you read some of the pinnacles before, it makes you question what's your idea of evil. But okay, so well, I guess it's supposed to be used on the offense instead of actually used on defense on the bench. I don't know, whatever. Um, so he makes a deal with the angel. Now here's the part where it gets tricky, and this is one of the reasons why I don't work with him. Um, well, it's part of the reason why I don't work with him. Here's the part where it gets tricky because first of all, in order for him to get the full access to understand the full knowledge, he had to promise the angel not to let the knowledge out to everybody, only to give it to certain people that that are worthy of the knowledge of it. If not, if it's not done this way, then these pentacles and these teachings will no longer work. Period. The magic of it won't work. Um, he agrees, and then he puts another blessing on top of it. But in actually reading the workings, Solomon himself also wrote a curse on it for those who are not worthy, for it not to work for them and have adverse effects on it. So that's a little bit of the history. Like it's the pentacles, but it's also workings and teachers that go with it. Now with the actual pentacles, the way and when we consider modern times, we use the pentacle and these pentacles in modern times, modern ways already. That didn't sound right, but you get what I'm saying. You're about to get what I'm saying. Okay. According to the way the original pentacles were used, they were used to summon spirits, and the spirits went and did the work. So you would have it's ceremonial magic. You would make cast a circle. You would cast a circle. You would have everything you needed for within the circle, and then you would say these long behind prayers using the different names of gods, calling in some of the elementals, some calling in some of the, I believe, the angels, if I remember correctly. But you would basically do all this, right? And then you will hold the pentacle while you're doing this. And then the spirit which you're summoning, or the angel, quote unquote, demon, since which is summoning, will come and work with you. The reason I say quote unquote demons because these pentacles work with the fallen angels. They don't work with well, yeah, the pentacles call the falling angels how it's originally supposed to be. And you use the higher angels when you're saying the prayers before you saying the prayers to call forth to make sure those demons obey, because those are the ones who have dominion over this earth. Again, it's according to Hebrew tradition, right? So you call them, they come, you say another prayer, you make it clear what you want done, they're supposed to do it, and then you got to do a whole clearing process of sending them back and then clearing yourself and all that. So that's how they were originally used. Now, in this day and age, not many people are doing that. They're used, they'll take the pentacle and they'll use it in everything. They'll put it on a candle. Oh, that's the other thing. As far as actual pentacles, if they're not engraved on a specific metal, I can say it, wait a minute, specific, there you go. If they're not engraved on a specific metal that corresponds with that planet, it's not supposed to work. Like each one has a corresponding metal to it. So the Jupiter pentacle is supposed to be on 10. Mars is supposed to be on iron. The moon is on silver, etc., etc., etc. Now, if you did not do that, then you're supposed to write them in the corresponding colors. Like Saturn is black, Venus is green, Mars is a specific shade of red, whatever may have you. Okay? So, now, on top, now, again, this is how, back then, how it was done, right? So each one's supposed to be done and written in a specific color according to the color that connects to the planet. Also, when you do this, if you call these demons, it's supposed to be done on specific days and specific times a day, because each time of day corresponds to a particular angel, and it also corresponds to a particular planet. Ooh, my hair is caught. My lock. I need to change this. My lock always getting caught on this. But anyway, it would correspond to that. So it was a whole big thing, basically. And again, back then they used the pentacles to call the demons for the demons to do the work. Nowadays, we don't, for most majority of us, we don't use the pentacles to call the demons for the demons to do the work. The pentacles itself is the work. Like again, like we'll print it out, we'll put it on candles, or put it on mojo bag, or we'll print it out and use it as a I'll actually ask the altar put the candles on top of it, or the things on top of that to whatever. So as far as modern times, we already use it modernly. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I don't really work with it because one, well, I don't, for me, myself, and I don't believe in controlling or demanding anything from a demon or anything in the spiritual realm, demon or not. Why? Because demons have feelings too. I mean, it is, I understand the whole history where, the demons have dominion over here, so we use the higher powers to force the demons to do what we want. Get that. However, when you dealing with that and you're working with the pentacles in that way, the way it was originally meant to work with, you have to be very careful, because the slightest mistake, it's basically like the devil's in the details. So the slightest mistake gives the demon a wiggle room to now come back and get you, because you done messed up his day. He tired. He trying to feel it, or she, whatever. The demons do what demons do. So that's one. And then I just don't believe in commanding or demanding anything. I'd rather do an energy exchange. Look, this is what I want. What do you want for it? I'm not paying that. we need to negotiate something. We negotiate, work it out, or we can't negotiate and work it out, so I'm gonna go somewhere else and get it done. I prefer that method. So, even though I do heavy biblical magic, I do not work with the angels, and I do not work with the different names of the Hebrew God. Um, well, I don't know. Let me not say that. I don't work with the angels, not in the aspect of them actually being an angel. With astrology and them being considered angles of light of different astrological lineups, I work with them that way. However, with the 72 names, I really don't work with. I said the 72 names of God. Good Lord, there's more than 72. But anyway, with the names of gods of God of the Hebrew God, I rarely work with them. Um, I lost my place. Okay, other than that, again, like I said, working with modern sounds, we do it all the time. Now, if you want to work with seals and sigils, I suggest making your own. Um, really. Oh, also back then when you work with the seals and sigils, again, I'm going back so far, I'm rambling. When you had on, there was a certain we had to hold on. There was a certain place that you would, a certain cloth, which reminds me of like the little, not like the robe, it's like another little scarf, I would say, that goes on. I'm doing this like like the little scarf like the Catholic priest would wear, and it would be like hitting somewhere in there. Then you do everything to call them. Then you go, bow, gotcha, right? In my mind, this is how my mind plays it out, right? You go, bow, gotcha. Say the prayer, cast this, da, 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 then poof, put it back, and then you do everything and clear it away. So, no, okay, yeah. Um, I'm sorry, the thing's still playing out in my mind. So, in today's age, again, we don't work with like that way. We use the sigil actually is the magic. So if the sigil is going to be the magic, I'd rather make my own sigil where I can fully understand it. Because that's the other thing. Um, when they try to, I want to say inscribe, that ain't the word, interpret, that's not the word I'm looking for, but I guess that's the best word I'm going to say right now because I can't, the word ain't coming to my mind. What it was actually said on these pentacles. There are multiple interpretations out there. There's one guy, Mathers, who really did his due diligence, and I have his book. Really did his due diligence of trying to um, translate. There we go. Translate exactly what was written to the best of his ability according to what should be there. Um, he's actually done a great job of going back to older workings like by Levi and Wyatt or Wade. I always say his name wrong. The other dude, and going through there and doing his own translations. And because a lot of times when you see the Pentacles, you don't see it in its completion. They've removed stuff, so they didn't understand it, so they just took it off the Pentacle completely. He's done a great job putting that stuff back on there. And I am totally rambling right now. Um, if you're going to make your own pentacle, this is why you're supposed to. This is why I need to take notes and write down. Have notes right in front of me somewhere so that I don't start rambling. Right. But anyway, he's done a great job putting it together. So one of his books, which I do have near me, it's a great book. It's this one, The King of Solomon. Can you see that? The author. He has a bunch of books, but he has an older edition of this book. This is the newer edition. In this, it tells you the ceremony that was done. It gives you a little bit. It gives you a good enough synapse of the history. Don't give you the whole history, but good enough synapse of the history of how um, basically the Seals of Solomon came to be, um, and how it happened throughout history, uh, and he shows you all the you got all the pentacles in here if you want to work with them. Like you don't have to. Where are they? They towards the middle back there. Like these are, which one are these? These are the pentacles of the moon, right? He has them back here. If you want to work with the way you want to work with them. However, because again, I don't work with the Hebrew. I mean, not like that. I'm good. Um, what I like about this book is because it shows you the ceremonial process of how it was made. And you don't really need to have a whole ceremony, but I think for me, for the Bible magic that I do, it's actually very great to have and know how to make it work basically for me according to how it was originally done. or at least as close to how it's originally done as possible, according to how they translate it. So for me, if you want to work with the Seals of Solomon, you can work with them. I mean, they there. How to work with model times? You pretty much already do work with them in model times. When you see them and they tell you to print it out and do this, put it under your bed, put it put it on your bed. Like a lot of times, there's the Venus one that attracts lovers, and where's that Venus one? The Venus one that attracts lovers, you will roll it up and put it in your there you go, the third pentacle of Venus, which is where? Here you go. The third pentacle of Venus, you would print this out, roll it up, put it in your perfume, and then just spray and use your perfume, or put it if you wear like powder makeup, try to lift it up, because this crack between the bottom of the powder and the case, and then put it underneath there, and then you would just put your powder on your face and everything, and it works like that. Those are minor ways of working with it. Like almost every way we work with the pentacles today, pentacles, I could talk. Almost every way we work with the pentacles today are the minor way. However, again, I like this book. Mathis is like one of the greatest people to talk about this. He's one of the greats. Like most people, most other books, when they talk about it, they normally quote his work anyway. So just go straight to his work. And he has a bunch of other books too, because this is his whole realm and everything. However, this video has gotten much longer than I wanted it to be. I hope you got something out of it. Yeah, that's about it. So thanks for watching, and I hope you watch everybody's videos. I can't wait to see what people are going to say for these. I can't wait to watch everybody's videos, which I normally get a chance to. Hopefully I get a chance to Sunday. But anyway, everybody, don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Don't forget to watch everybody's videos, and stay blessed to be a blessing, and I'll see y'all next week. Peace.